Hey Aquarius, I hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to your general messages for the 8th through the 14th. So I'm going to be pulling a general Celtic cross spread, then I'll break into a separate relationship read. I'll leave a timestamp down in the description box below. But you know, the general read could come up as a relationship read or work, family, whatever. But then we'll be separating specifically for love. So I'll put that in the description box below. Along with that, you're going to see a 15% off coupon code for the Synastry reads that I offer having to do with relationship. I pull your chart, a partner's chart, blend them together, run a report. We talk about that. I pull a couple of spreads. We talk about the current transits that are going on for each of you. So it's a good read. I get a lot of information if you're interested. All right, so let's pull a couple of Wisdom of the Oracle for crowning messages. No place like home. Interesting, right? Because this is exactly where you have the new moon happening, in this place of home. Leg up. And we have to be fair. Okay, so somebody's giving you some help right now. It does seem, Aquarius, somebody's giving you a house. The leg up is all about help. So first, let's talk about Venus entering Gemini. So this is on May 8th. Yeah, so May, March, what month are we in? And you're having this in your 5th house. So really cool, because 5th house is romance, falling in love, love affairs. So you have Venus in very chatty Gemini in your house of fun. Again, romance, falling in love, children, entrepreneurial efforts too. You might be thinking, oh, you know what? I'm really pretty good at this. I think I want to make a career out of this, or start a business at this thing, or I want to focus in this direction a little more, with a little more resolve. Really nice though, very, very chatty, lots of flirting can go on here, but it's more like in this energy, you're going to be connecting with somebody at a very mental level, where when it comes to romance, you're going to be really into doing things that are very sort of Geminian, because when Venus and Gemini together, oh my gosh, it's anything that appeals to the senses, but especially things that sound good. So conversations, ideas that kind of like suck you in and sound really, really good. Okay, so I actually really like that for you. So let's pull this Celtic cross spread, and then we'll talk about the new moon in Taurus, right? And that's happening in your 4th house of home. And it's your literal home, or it could be your metaphorical home. So it could be anything having to do with home. Buying a home, selling a home, moving in, moving out. 4th house has to do with your mother. It has to do with the stories that you tell yourself about your early childhood. It also has to do with the way you end things. And I know that sounds kind of crazy, but in the 4th house energy, you're thinking about different parts of your life that you've gone through, and especially with the new moon energy in the 4th, you're going to be doing a lot of thinking about your past, right? Because it is, again, it's a moon energy. The moon rules the 4th house. It's the home of Cancer. So it's very much that energy. But the new moon in Taurus is really nice. It really is. And we're going to talk about it in a second. We have the Knight of Wands here first up. So the Knight of Wands is you being very fired up, very fired up. So really cool. I mean, this is like things speeding up for you. So any blocks that you've been experiencing regarding that creative project, that romantic situation, something to do with your kids, anything like that, even getting things going, having to do with your own business, like an entrepreneurial thing, decisions come in. And something that you've been waiting on ends up being lifted. Now, many of you are going to resonate with it like that. Others of you might be meeting somebody like this who is really creative, really motivating, very inspirational, because it's Scorpio and Sagittarius energy. Sagittarius is that fire energy. It's very, and Scorpio is all about asking questions, right? So it's like they're fiery, they ask questions. They're very, very intriguing. But this could be somebody who's very impatient, and they tend to make very snap judgments about people based on their first impressions. But there's a lot of charisma and talkative energy here having to do with somebody. So you could be meeting them in a romantic sense, or this could even be somebody through work. And this is kind of like now, you're sort of meeting them now. So, you know, I totally get this, right? I mean, this is a very like Venus entering Gemini kind of energy, very charismatic, very talkative. So let's see what the situation is going to be going on that week. So we have the 4 of Wands, and it's crossed by the 10 of Pentacles. So the 4 of Wands really is about feeling the sense of foundation. It's success after completion. It's a very celebratory vibe. So it could indicate a new partner coming in, opening up their heart, expressing their love and affection. Don't be surprised if this is you. Seriously. I mean, Venus entering Gemini, that's like perfect energy for you to be out there flirting a little bit. And also, what else is happening in your 5th house is Mercury is going to be going into the pre-retro shadow on the 14th. Mercury doesn't go retrograde until the 29th, but the 14th is the pre-shadow. It's where it starts to, everything really starts to slow down. And so things are going to slow down for you to look at a lot more clearly. There's a story that's going to be starting this week for you, Aquarius, that's going to be playing out through July. So you might be meeting somebody, as this is in your 5th house, you might be meeting somebody and just kind of talking with them. Best if you met them like around now at the time of this reading, like right before the pre-shadow. If it is during the pre-shadow or when Mercury goes retrograde, just be aware that you may end up coming out of the retrograde realizing things about the person, about the situation, whatever it is that you're dealing with, that realizing things that you didn't see initially. That's all it is. It doesn't mean don't do it, the world's going to fall apart. No. Just take things slow. Right? And especially this pre-shadow really wants you to do this. And happening in your 5th house. So really good energy for setting your ducks up in a row. Right? Really getting things set up for a business, 5th house energy, some sort of new hobby that you want to do, something to do with kids, having kids, something going on with your children, a really nice time to sort of slow down. So if you could slow down and spend some time with your kids, or slow down and spend some special time with somebody that you care about, and talk about the really important things that are meant to happen, right? Because when Mercury is in Gemini, it's very chatty, right? I mean, when Venus is in Gemini, it's chatty. But Mercury in Gemini, yeah, I mean, because Mercury is it's an air energy. It rules Gemini. So there's a lot of communication that's going on. So if you're thinking about letting that special someone in your life, to know how much you care about them, this is a really good time to let your feelings be known. Don't be shy about holding back your feelings. This will welcome you a really nice return of something. So have an open heart, definitely, when it comes to, and actually that's not even only with relationship, this is any idea that you really want to put out there. They're very much in that space. So what is this working with? This is working with the beautiful 10 of Pentacles. So this is about family maturity, deepening of commitment, shared values, property, inheritance, this idea of sharing. Now, because it's laying across the 4 of Wands, these ideas are going to be at play here. So it might be a little bit of a challenge for you. Here you are trying to establish this firm foundation, and you're working hard to deepen the commitment. You're really working hard on this. For those of you who are new in relationship and you're resonating with it like that. For others of you, you might be in the space where you're in a relationship and you really want to just have a firm foundation with this energy, but there has been a lot of stress. There's been a lot of weird stuff going on. And so this might be the awkward conversation, the 10 of Pentacles cross, where you might have to have that conversation about your children, about family members, about the deepening of your commitment, maybe taking it to that next level, what you guys care about, what really matters to you. So all of these things can be at play, and especially because we have Jupiter entering Pisces, and this is going to be happening for you in your 2nd house of values, things that matter to you. It's money, it's the roof over your head, the clothes on your back, right? The food that you take in, right? Taurus is also, I'm saying Taurus because Taurus is the landlord of your 2nd house, but this is what the 2nd house is. It's money, it's value, your self-esteem, your sense of self-worth, what really matters to you. So I feel like you're going to be having a lot of conversations about that, right? So we have the Page of Swords in. We're going to talk more about that, what Jupiter entering Pisces for you on May 13th means. But let's get through these cards here, this at least situation that's going on now. We have the Page of Swords. So Page of Swords is really useful information coming in. So you getting help from people around you to further either an ambition, something that you have your eyes set on. A contract could be coming your way regarding a job or a home, or this could even be, even a divorce settlement, or the settlement of some sort of legal situation where you're going to actually be very happy that it's over. Just that it's over. So we have that as the crowning energy. And we have the Knight of Cups coming in. Knight of Cups is a very idealistic energy. So if this is a person that you're meeting, they can seem pretty perfect, right? Like they have all the boxes checked. But you want to make sure that they're not just sort of hiding behind a false persona. not able to drop the act of who they really are. So just make sure, again, you take your time with anything that seems too good to be true. This could be not only an intimate partner, this could also be a business partner. The whole idea here is with the Knight of Cups, you want to be very open to real. So real love, or real commitment, some sort of real connection. And that could be a little tricky if somebody's hiding behind something, right? So it's not to say that they're not on the up and up. It's just to say that the energy suggests that at least for now, they might not be completely forthcoming. So just make sure that you take something really, really slow. So I want to talk about, as we have the Six of Swords energy here, so I want to talk about this idea. Well, first I want to talk about this new moon energy, okay, on May 11th. It's in Taurus. It's in your fourth house. We mentioned before all about home and all of that. But this is a really good time to commit to personal goals that express like positive bull energy. Okay, and what is that? Taurus is very grounded, very earthy. It's ruled by Venus. So Taurus energy is about anything that makes us feel good. Taurus rules the body. So we want to make sure that we're feeling good, really tuned into our emotions, how we're feeling about something. And again, because Taurus is ruled by Venus, and it's also the energy of what we value, it's listening to good music, it's eating good food, appreciating good music, good art, any sort of pleasurable things like that. This is a great cycle to reevaluate your relationship to money and possessions and discover what truly makes you happy and fulfilled, and leave whatever doesn't feel right, right? This is like a moving on away from something that's toxic, detaching from something, at least for a time, giving yourself some space to do some really good internal work. And I feel like this is a really good time to do that. If you are involved in something that's not making you feel good, or that you don't feel really in alignment with, you should be concentrating on what you could do to increase your feelings of self-worth and also to simplify your life. In that fourth house, it's about home. How could you just simplify your life in a way where you feel really at home in something, or your experience at home? Right? So that you're going to come up with creative ways of seeing, using, and approaching your personal possessions, your valuables, your money, right? Because this is the Taurus energy, your talents. These are all focuses here, right? And this has so much healing potential having to do with this fourth house. Now, this new moon harmonizes with Neptune and Pluto. So this is going to really be pushing you to start something fresh. So some of you might be moving into a new home, moving out of a place, having somebody move in with you, talking about purchasing a home, selling a home, bringing somebody new into your home, like a new child, adopting, or an extended family member, anything like that. Even if it's just an investment kind of thing. Really good energy for those of you who are in real estate. Excellent. But it's also a metaphorical home, right? Where you need to feel very grounded, rooted, safe, and secure. Okay? So with this new moon harmonizing with Neptune and Pluto, pushing you to start something fresh, it is also squaring to Saturn and Jupiter. It's wide, but it is squaring. And it's still relevant because the new moon is closely square to the Jupiter and Saturn midpoint. So what can that mean? You could be dealing with this very strong desire to grow, expand, get that job, make that money, be in that relationship, meet somebody great once and for all, fix that family, whatever it is, right? But you feel the limits and the rules of something. You feel this restriction and the division or the distance between what this desire is to grow and expand and the limits and the rules that can be exhausting mentally. So you just want to watch out for that. You want to watch out that you're not overly controlling of something, or that you're not being a little too lazy or procrastinating anything. You just want to make sure that you're not doing anything like that. But this is a very potent energy. So you have the chance to make important changes in your life. It's time to make some solid but realistic plans and set the stage for reaping the rewards for your new beginning. As little or big as it might be, in approximately 2 weeks' time after the full moon occurs, you're going to start to feel the shift. So I really like this for you, especially for those Aquarians who are, your degrees, 17 to 25 degrees. 16, 17, 25, 26, okay, between those, that range there. So lots of changes in this area. Now, fourth house is also mother. And the way Uranus is aspecting, so something surprising might be coming up with home, with mother, with something like that. Okay, now we have the external energy that's influencing you in a positive way. We have the Ten of Cups. I have to tell you, I'm getting like very much, okay, we're moving kind of thing, right? The Ten of Cups is family, contentment, benefits. Now, this is an energy that's surrounding you, that's influencing you. So this could be an energy of somebody outside of you, or just the general and energetic influence that you're feeling. It's a really good time for family, partnerships. Things that you've been working hard on finally coming together. It's finally coming together for you, Aquarius. Really good. And you're moving. So some of you are literally moving. Six of Swords can be a literal moving energy, especially because we have this fourth house energy going on. But it could also just be, you know, moving on from something that hasn't been working into something that is working. But the challenge here is the Ten of Wands energy. And when we have this as a challenge, it's like feeling very overwhelmed. Lots of responsibilities, but you just might feel like you have like 50 things going on all at once. Some of you may be feeling like that. Others of you, if you're in a relationship, you might feel neglected right now. And you might, like, in your relationship, you might feel like the relationship is being neglected because of other things that are going on in your life right now. Some of you may even be neglecting the whole idea of relationship. Just like, I don't even have time to deal with that. I'm too busy. I have too many things going on. So that could be a block, though, from you being able to move forward in something. And the overwhelm and the responsibilities doesn't have to be in an intimate relationship. That could be in a family situation, a business situation. Your home life might be fine. This could be having to do with work, because remember, the fourth house works opposite the 10th house, which is career. That axis works together. So you might be going through some stuff having to do with work, or rethinking something to do with work as well. Now we have a Tower moment. So the Tower is what I'm seeing in the cards, Aquarius, is that you are going through some sort of change. Because the Tower, in numerology, let's just say, in numerology, it's the Chariot. And the Chariot is about moving. It's another energy about moving away from toxicity. This necessary surrender. It's destruction and enlightenment. So if this has to do with a relationship, some sort of secret comes out. Might be shocking-ish, not really. Because a lot of times we see, as Tower is a Mars energy, right? And Mars shows us these red flags. And sometimes we see the red flags, but we choose not to really see them until we can't not see them anymore. And it becomes a thing and something falls apart. That job, that relationship, whatever it is. And then Mars is just like, come on, let's go. Let's get on that path. Let's get on the Chariot and go where we need to go. But some sort of past pattern of relating needs to end. Now, for some of you, this can mean a complete restructuring of your business. Could be. For some of you, this can indicate just an abrupt change of circumstances, or maybe a property that you hope to move into ends up not materializing, or something ends up happening like that. Or some sort of challenging project. You run into a very, very challenging project that you kind of have to do, but you're not really enjoying it at work. So these are different ways that it can manifest. General reading, so I try to give various interpretations. So we have the Five of Cups as the final outcome energy. So Five of Cups is, you know, loss and leaving, you feel sad about something, whether it's a job or a money situation or relationship ending before you felt really ready for it to end. But you're going to be able to move on from it and just assimilate. You were dealing with somebody who was unhealthy, who was just not honest. Not honest. Seven of Swords. It's not an honest energy. We got fairness, though. We got justice as the closing energy. So somebody who has boundary issues, immoral behavior, just somebody who's been dishonest, not telling the truth. We're feeling sad about that. Eight of Swords, you're realizing that at the end of the day, you know, you felt trapped in something, thinking things are never going to get any better, right? And that creates this anxiety, and you can't see yourself out of a situation. You feel like you just don't belong in something anymore, but you're not sure what that really means for you. And it's because somebody wasn't really honest with you. But it's going to end up creating confusion. Choices and confusion. A lot of you may have a commitment issue when it comes to something here, committing to that job, committing to studying something particular, committing to that relationship, because you're not sure what's real, what's not, and things feel very, very up in the air for you right now. Now we have this King of Wands energy, so we have this idea of perfectionism, right? This is a good time for you to express yourself and what it is that you want. Really good. Okay, fine, but you don't want to allow the idea of perfectionism to get in the way. Either you feeling like you need to be so perfect, or somebody else needs to be so perfect. And that's typically not an Aquarian trait. So I'm thinking that you might be dealing with Now, again, that's the general archetype of Aquarius. I don't know what else is aspecting your chart. Aquarians are very open, very kind of like, you do you, baby, right? That's the Aquarian energy, right? Because Aquarian energies are very out of the box themselves, you know, and they love it. And you should be super proud. I mean, I always say, everybody should know where their Aquarius is in their chart and wear it proud, right? Honestly. So to have the King of Wands coming up, I feel like this is more of an energy that you're dealing with, where somebody had a particular expectation of you, a relationship, some sort of business opportunity, some sort of family connection situation, something. And it was like not perfect enough for them. And you were like, whoa, like what's perfect, my friend, right? And just dealing with all of that, feeling like somebody was just like overstepping their boundaries. And it was very confusing. Things were up in the air. Somebody needed something to be a certain way. And you were just like, this doesn't feel good to me. This feels icky. And then we have the death and rebirth energy, which is about something needing to end so that for some of you, something could find its feet again later on. So for example, this can mean a break in a relationship. This could even be being in a break in a family connection, friendship, even a business connection to a certain degree, right? Where it's like, okay, let's give some breathing room. And if it's meant to happen, it will come back around. If not, then it's done, right? Because the death energy is Scorpio, and Scorpio is all about endings and beginnings and transformation and dealing with, it's kind of like that Phoenix energy, right? But we're not always going to sort of find that new cycle with the same person. But I feel like there may be, because we have the Justice energy is the final outcome. This is a Libra energy. Libra is the landlord of the 7th house of marriage and contractual agreement. So this could even be a business situation. So if this has to do with a relationship, this could just be balance and fairness being super important to look at right now, and figuring out if your emotional needs are being met in a particular relationship. Whatever kind of relationship it is. If this has to do with career or money, you might feel or experiencing a challenging situation that you almost feel like is a bit of a test. But getting this means that things are ultimately going to go in your favor. So any kind of like negotiation, interview, situation where a meeting of the minds is needed, you know, if money's been an issue, things are set to improve. Because it's always about this win-win situation, right? Truth coming out, right? Fairness, win-win. And we got to be fair. So I love that this came out as the closing energy. But it does seem like you're getting help along the way. Somebody's going to be helping you out. Some sort of mentor or some sort of friend or family member. Now, when we get the no place like home energy, this is interesting, right? As I mentioned before, because we have the 4th house before. So some of you are going to be recognizing, like, it sounds cheesy, but home is where the heart is. And you are very, depending on what else is aspecting your chart. Like if you have a lot of Cancer in your energy, in your chart, heavy Cancer, you might not resonate with what I'm about to say, because generally Aquarians have a type of, it's almost like a healthy disconnect. You know, they're able to sort of disconnect themselves from things. But at the same time, I feel like there's this recognition within you that it doesn't really matter where I live, as long as the people who I really care about live with me and the place is clean and I enjoy, you know, the environment and the area, I'm good. You know, so it's the Cancer energy holds on to things very tightly. It's very hard for Cancer to go through those kinds of changes. We all have Cancer somewhere. That's why I say it depends on where it is. Generally speaking, I'm feeling like I could be at home there, I could be at home here, as long as everybody's cool with me, as long as people aren't trying to change me, you know, as long as people are loving and fair, right? And that's you just all about loving and fair right now. It does seem like it's like the crazy drama need not apply. Thank you very much. Seriously, like that's the energy that I'm getting here. You're just not really gonna be feeling the patience for it right now, because you just want to love and be happy. You got all this beautiful 5th house stuff going on. You just want to talk romance to people or have really cool conversations with your kids, no matter how old they are, and just enjoy some fun, chatty time with them. Maybe even like learning some new things. Gemini is a very childlike energy. Gemini loves to learn new things. It's like, let's go to the museum. Let's go hiking in this place. Let's go here. Let's go there. It's a very Geminian energy. So this is an awesome week to do stuff with your kids. Okay. Let's pull this up here. We have selling out, relationship read. Sorry, you couldn't see that. Selling out is the first one. Family and tribe. Family might be an issue here. Take off your masks. So you want to be careful. You're in all of this great Geminian energy with Mercury, chatty in that 5th house of romance. You want to make sure that you're just being your fabulous self. You're just doing you and being you. And it's very normal if you're first meeting somebody to, I'm not saying present yourself as somebody other than you're not. I'm not suggesting that. It's more like, it's less that you're wearing a mask and more that you're not giving away the farm for free. And initially, right? It's just sort of like slowly opening yourself up and revealing yourself to someone. So that is a type of mask wearing. Some of you may resonate with it like that. Others of you, there might be this realization that you haven't been completely yourself in a relationship. You feel like you're selling yourself out to be something that you're actually not, in order to make a relationship work, in order to maybe impress their family, to make your family happy. It might be that you're realizing that you've been in this very long relationship that you actually don't feel like you need to be in anymore, because you feel like you're selling yourself out by saying it, but yet you're very concerned about your family, maybe concerned about your children. There could be a lot of these things going on here that need to be addressed and discussed. So we have the World coming into this, which is about a lesson learned, which is nice. It's the best card in the deck, the World. It's a Saturn card. It means that you've gone through something really challenging and you learned the lesson in relationship. So this is a time thing. So the World energy is not a new relationship. It's not. It's not a new relationship. Now, it doesn't even mean you have to be in a relationship. Obviously, that would be ridiculous. Not all Aquarians are, but this could be a lesson that you learned in your past relationships from a long time ago, and you're very aware of what it is that you learned. Situation right now, we have the Sun reversed. So the Sun reverse is, look, I mean, honestly, it's impossible to see a negative side to the Sun. Really, it just indicates delay, to be honest with you. Maybe a little bit of depression, but there's some sort of delay in the relationship, and this is being crossed by the Three of Cups. So the Three of Cups it's an energy of creation. It's a very abundant, very supportive energy. So some of you may feel delay in relationship right now because you're not feeling very supported. You might not be with anybody. You might just be single. Right? 3 is the number of creation, and it's crossing the Sun. So the reason that there's delay in relationship can be because there is this lack of support. For some of you, it could just be you're in a relationship and there's a lack of support. For some of you, it's you're not in a relationship and you're just not meeting anybody. But I feel like there is this idea of lack of support right now. The crowning energy is 6 of Pentacles. So the 6 of Pentacles has to do with property and family and inheritance and generosity and support. And this is another support energy. So if you as a couple, if you're in, even individually or as a couple, if you've been struggling financially, things will improve here. This is because this is an energy of money coming to you. Someone from your past offering you help right now, if it has to do with money, because money might be a situation in the relationship. If it's not, and you're understanding Pentacles as emotional, physical, and mental connection, this is about feeling very connected. I have your back, you have mine. So you're going from a space of not feeling support to being support, to feeling supported. And then we have the beautiful 10 of Pentacles as the foundation energy. Really nice. Again, family, another family energy. We have a lot of family energy here. Maturity, deepening of commitment, shared values, property, inheritance, anything like that. There's also a will you marry me card. let's open a business together, let's buy that home kind of thing. But there's an element of more than the two of you being there. So it's like joining families, it could be. So maybe you're joining families, you both have children, or you're getting some sort of assistance from your families regarding something. Now we have the King of Wands here as you. So this is really good energy to express your ideas about this relationship, but really what it is that you want to do and what you need in the relationship. Because the Cancer and Leo energy, very good energy to communicate what you need to feel not only safe and secure in the relationship, but what you need to feel, how do I put this? I'm not going to say attracted to, but see, in the Leo energy, it's you're really looking, you really want to be friends with your partner. That really matters to you. Aquarians and Leos really need to feel like their partners get them, and that you're friends, really good friends, right? So, again, this idea of perfectionism, you don't want to let this idea of perfectionism, as that's what this King of Wands is. It's like you desire to be a free spirit, you desire to sort of get out there and conquer, which is great, but there's almost this element of feeling like something has to be perfect, either you, somebody else, some sort of situation that you guys are in. But this is you right now. You're feeling very passionate and you're very, very ready to be free. You just want to be free. But you want to be careful of what's on the other side of that. Are you like, I just want to be single. I'm going to stay single until I meet a person who's this, this, and this. And I'm never going to be with somebody who's not that, that, and that. You know what I mean? And that's okay. Just be a little loose with the guidelines there. But it does seem like that. And even if you're in a long-term relationship, because I know many of you are, this is really an energy of autonomy, which again is also very important to Aquarians. Certain signs really need that. I mean, I would have to say all the air signs, right? So you, Gemini, and Libra. And let's add to that, definitely Sagittarius and Scorpio a little bit. Scorpio really likes to have their space. But then we have the Magician energy here. This is an energy external to you that's influencing you. So this is straight up Mercury. Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo. So communicating in a way that ends up solving problems. So since this is external to you, I feel like you're going to be speaking with somebody. This could certainly be just communication going really, really well. Any issues or problems can be resolved through a deeper understanding of each other's needs, and just really hearing each other. This could even indicate some sort of venture happening between the two of you. So maybe you're buying a home, you're selling a home, you're having a baby, you're getting married, some sort of venture like that. But, but really nice. I mean, this is really about manifesting energy. And your challenge here is the Page of Wands. Okay. So you might have trust issues with this person. You might. Because, the wands are will, motivation. It can indicate somebody who's very innovative and very creative and all that stuff, but it could also be a player energy because the wand could be a phallic symbol. So this could be somebody who gets bored easily and moves on to whatever attracts them next, right? So you just want to make sure if you're dealing with an individual who you kind of vibe might be like that, just make sure that their walk matches their talk. That's it. And this could definitely be a challenge for you in a block, and you could be challenged by this. At the same time, though, you might be in the space of waiting for something to come in. You might be waiting for somebody to let you know how they feel, waiting for somebody to call you. Others of you may be in the space where you're in this relationship and it looks fabulous on paper, but it's really not what you initially thought it would be, and you're having a hard time dealing with this. You really are. It's like just not what you thought it was, and you're having a hard time reasoning that out. Now we have two, just like, come on, let's go and move and change energies here. We have the Empress, which is Venus. This is all about growth. So this could be you getting pregnant, you guys decided to get married, open a business, do something. It's all about growth, right? So first of all, for those of you that are single, this is a great time to begin a relationship. But if you're in a relationship, this indicates a really beautiful time of growth and harmony of all kinds, right? So not everyone's in the stage of their life where they're having children, but it could be that, or it could be you just being very focused on your children. Oh my gosh, especially those of you, if you're trying with to have Venus in Gemini, in your 5th house of children. This just occurred to me. Hello. Those of you who want to try to get pregnant, thumbs up. Let's see, when is that? It's on May 8th. Yes. So try that whole week. Really good. I don't know if you can. But really good energy for growth in relationship. And then we have the Ace of Wands. Beautiful. Auspicious. Very, very auspicious for new beginnings. And this is a virility energy too. So this is an excellent energy to start a family. This is also a new chapter of passion. So even if you guys have been together for a long time, it's just like, I feel like there's going to be a lot of, okay, I really need to tell you the truth. I can't continue doing A, B, and C because I'm not feeling like it's authentic to me. You know, and this could have something to do with the idea of family and just all of this 5th house energy. I feel like for a lot of you, I feel like this is kind of specific, but I feel like for a lot of you, family, children are going to be like a theme here for you. Even though the 5th house also means romance and entrepreneurial things and hobbies and things like that, that will be, you know, resonating with a lot of you, but I'm getting a lot of children energy here. We have the 2 of Wands. So the 2 of Wands, clarifying this as Ace of Wands. So this 2 of Wands energy is about making plans and moving forward. Now, this is a new romantic partnership, possibly through work or friends. So it looks like you're meeting somebody. And we have the King of Cups. They may be very charismatic, very sociable, or at least seem sociable. Everybody's going to seem sociable because Venus is a Gemini. So it's just kind of like that vibe. But if as an influence, though, this does indicate that there's a need to settle some sort of conflict, either within yourself or with someone else, but you might be unclear how to actually handle it. You might feel that way. Then we have the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords, another auspicious energy for new beginnings, and you being really, really clear-minded in how you're looking at this relationship. This is an immediate change to your circumstances for the better because you're very mentally agile in this energy, very mentally agile, especially in that 5th house. So assertiveness is going to win out over aggressiveness. And this does indicate, right, just getting over past obstacles, getting what you want, thoughts becoming things. So if you do need to clarify something, I see there being a lot of healing here. Because we have the Ace of Swords and then the Ten of Swords. And the Ten of Swords is just an ending to a challenging era. So I feel like the Ace of Swords is going to be a lot of, it's going to be a lot of sharing. There's going to be a lot of communicating here. Lots of talking. More than you guys are used to, to be honest. Yeah. Sometimes we like the Ten of Swords because that's like, it's a complete ending here. The finality and the release of something is actually going to be a relief for you because it's an end of a challenging era. And then we have the Knight of Cups. Yeah, come on, let's go. This is a proposal. It's a very emotional time within an existing relationship. Or this could even mean you being super wrapped up in somebody new and fabulous. Just remember with this energy, make sure they walk their talk. Make sure they walk their talk. So that came up a couple of times, which is very interesting. So either you guys are leaving negative past stuff that happened in past relationships behind you and you're opening yourself up to somebody new, or for a lot of you, there's going to be a new page turning in a relationship where it's like, okay, we have to really be very honest here. We have to talk about this idea of family and, you know, how we connect and how we feel safe and secure and whatever. Or it could have something to do with your home and where you live. Yeah, look at that. We have girl talk, time with friends, hanging out with your friends, happily single, living in the moment, having a good time. Girl talk, boy talk, whatever. Clarifying that, we have unconditional love, self-love, oneness, affection, attraction. So, hanging out with your friends. Some of you may be actually, because the 5th house energy works with that 11th house energy, so you might be meeting somebody through work, through friends, you know, or your friend, you might be like, oh, hey, you're really cute, right? Out of nowhere, you might be realizing that you have these feelings for them. You have the soulmate energy here, soul connection, partnership, agreement, soul contract, and that's being clarified by happiness, playfulness, oneness, enjoying each other. Really nice. So, Aquarius, I just feel like a lot of you are, I don't know, it's just like I'm getting a very deep feeling here. There's some of you are turning a fresh page in a relationship. Some of you are turning a deep friendship into something more. Coffin, endings bring new beginnings, growth, change, liberation. There's a transitioning going on here. So from friendship to relationship, or from unhealthy to healthier in relationship. Healthy choices, making healthy choices in love and in life. Self-love, self-care, being happier. Yeah, I mean, there's a newness here. There's such a newness. And then it's, I like you. Someone likes you. Romance is blooming. Fun flirting on a date. And then you're meeting up to talk. Feeling uplifted friendship. You're meeting up for coffee. If you don't like coffee, tea, well, cocktail, whatever it is. But there does seem to be some new energy coming in. And there's a release of something in the past. Because you did feel like you were selling yourself out. And there's no reason to do that. Beautiful. All right, my friends, that is what I have for you. Thank you so much for joining me. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.